Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Tyra. If you're new here, hi, hello. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today I am going to be filming a question and answer video. I don't know why I said question and answer. I could have just said Q&A, but I put up a poll on my Instagram back in November and I asked you guys to just ask me questions, you know, on Instagram, because I get the same questions over and over, honestly, about my hair and other things. So I was like, I might as well make a YouTube video about it. So I honestly wanted to film a question and answer before the year is over, only because I feel like, number one, I want to connect more with my audience, be a little bit more personable with my community. That's one thing that I feel like I struggled with this year. I just had a lot of issues wanting to be more personable, but I didn't really know how to go about it and really just talk about it. I do know for sure that I want to be more personable with you guys in 2025, and I want to just be more authentic and just show you guys who Tyra Booker is and not just who my type 4 hair is, and you know, things like that. So I think the perfect way to kind of start this off, it's kind of, you know, small, but we gotta work our way up, is doing a Q&A. These questions are mainly natural hair questions, but I do have like a few like not normal questions, but more questions like, where are you from, I'm reading the questions off of here, and I'm going to be putting the questions here on the screen as well. I'm going to actually just read the questions that you guys put on Instagram, because I feel like sometimes a lot of creators will make up questions and add it in there. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like I want to be genuine and authentic and just show you guys that these are the questions that y'all literally asked me. So if they're all over the place, that's because I'm literally reading from my phone the questions that y'all literally asked me. Let's go ahead and get on with the video. First question is, where are you from? Okay, that's literally what it's saying. I am from Shreveport, Louisiana. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even know that I'm from Louisiana. I started my social media platform and influencing content creation, digital creation, all that. I started that when I moved to Texas. But I am from Louisiana, specifically Shreveport. So yeah. And can you show, please, how to do a silk press for beginners? When it comes to silk press, straightening my hair, that is not my ministry. I am not the natural hair creator for you in that specific regard. But I'm not afraid to I'm not afraid to put heat on my hair or anything. But when it comes to like silk press and straightening my hair, and you know, I feel like it's a whole different ball game, and I leave that to my hairstylist. I would probably never do that myself, so I don't really have any advice or tips on how to do a silk press. There are other natural hair creators out there that can help you with that. I can't name off any off the top of my head, because the ones that I know, they don't really straighten their hair either. So I'm sorry, I can't help you with that one. But if you are interested, I would just look up silk press. I would just go on YouTube or on TikTok and just look up like silk press, natural hair, how to do it yourself at home, whatever. You know, watch a few videos and get some tips. How do you define your curls? That is such a broad question, but I will always say the first thing is you need to make sure your hair is clean, because if you have dirty products sitting on top of your hair and you're trying to define your curls, the product cannot really soak into your hair strands and really help accentuate your curl pattern if you already have old buildup in your hair. So the first thing I would say is clarify your hair, make sure your hair is stripped of any old product. You could use a gel, you could use a custard. Literally, it's kind of your cup of tea, which one you are, you know, more into. For me personally, I like to use a really good gel and a mousse, or I like to use a really good custard. It just depends. But first tip, make sure your hair is clean. Second tip, use a gel, custard, or a mousse, or both. You know, I have tons of videos on that on my TikTok and my Instagram. So if you're interested in really wanting to learn how to define your curls, the best curling gels, the best mousse, how to put it together, I have a lot of wash and go combos on my page. Go watch those videos. I promise you that'll definitely help. But I hope I answered your question. Your type of hair. Just to make this a very quick, just to throw this in there before I answer the question, a lot of people think that knowing your hair type is like the end all be all. You need to know that in order to you know, do your natural hair, but that's not really true. I always say that porosity matters more over just knowing your hair type, because once you know your hair type, it's like, then what? You just know your hair type, but you don't know how to actually take care of it. If you're just wanting to know your hair type in general, just to have an understanding of like where you are in the chart, if you're like wanting to watch other creators that have similar hair type, I would say that's, you know, that's okay to know it in that regard. But when it comes to just what is your hair type and thinking that, okay, your hair type is this is what I need to use, or that's not really how it works. But to answer your question, my hair type is really just type 4B. Maybe with a sprinkle of A and C in there, maybe a little bit, but it's mainly type 4B, to make it short and simple. What is your favorite natural hairstyle? I don't know if I have a favorite natural hairstyle as of right now. I do really like a really good wash and go and a really nice twist. Not even really a twist out, really just really nice juicy twist. I don't know. I don't know. I really just enjoy doing my natural hair, and whatever style comes out of that is just whatever style comes out of it. But I don't think I really just have a favorite like hairstyle to do. Honestly, I just like when my hair comes out right every single time. Like if it comes out right, it's my favorite at that time. Trust me, if you know, you know. This next question, I really love this question. It says, how did you get into natural hair influencing? I love hearing about others' life journey. That is a really good question to me, only because I told you guys in the beginning that I wanted to start getting more personal with you guys. So I feel like this is like the perfect question to segue into really just learning about me. But basically, I got into natural hair influencing back in 2021. It was like late 2021. I would probably say August, September, November, December, around that time frame. It wasn't until I moved to Texas, and I've always had a really good gift with my natural hair. I didn't go natural into my 8th grade year, the summer of 8th grade year. So going in that summer going into 8th grade is when my mom completely chopped off my hair, and I went natural. And my mom's old best friend was already natural, and she always had really beautiful hair. And my mom was like, okay, I need your help. You know, I'm gonna chop Tyra's hair off, and I need you to give us some tips. So she came over one day and defined my curls. So looking back on it now, she actually did a wash and go on me. Well, looking back on it, back then I didn't know what it was. I just knew that she like made my hair look curly, but I didn't know like the actual name for that. But today I can actually realize that that was a wash and go. And ever since she pretty much just kind of laid the foundation for me, that point on, I did my hair myself. So I've always had like a really good gift. Follow me. I know I'm kind of getting off track, but follow me. It all ties in together. I always had a really good gift. Of course, when I went back to school, I was made fun of so bad. Like, you know how kids are in middle school, you know. Oh, she bald-headed. Oh, she got her hair cut off, like my hair was short. You know how it is in middle school. You just dealing with bullies and all type of stuff. So basically, by the time freshman year of high school came, my hair had grown out some. So my hair was looking really well. It was growing, and all the girls that was making fun of me in middle school were the same ones that was wanting tips, and that's when natural hair started to become a thing, and everybody wanted to start going natural. So now everybody started coming to me, asking me, how did you get your hair to grow? Can I get some tips? Your hair always looks good. It was like, no, like a year ago back in middle school, y'all were literally talking about me, but now you see that my hair is growing and it looks good, and now you want tips. Okay, I grew up in a really strict household, so even though I really love, you know, caring for my hair, buying products, watching YouTube videos, just really putting a lot of time to my hair, my parents, not really my mom, but my dad, he didn't really understand why I was spending hours in the bathroom, why I was always switching up my hair. Like, I was doing a lot to my hair, and my dad just did not understand that. And he was kind of like, you need to stay out of the bathroom. It's like you could be studying or reading a book or doing this or doing that instead of always playing in your hair. That was like his thing. So even though I had that gift, I kind of had to put it in my pocket a lot, just because I really couldn't just focus on my hair and really show the world that I could do, because I didn't even have social media at that time. My parents didn't allow me to have social media until like my senior year of high school, and even then they were so finicky about it. But I didn't even have a social media to post about my hair or anything. So what I did was I created a group chat in high school, and it was basically like a natural hair group chat. And I really tried to get people to like join it and text in it and ask questions, which was a big flop and a fail, because people like, I would get people to join it, but they weren't really talking it or anything. So it just went to show you how much I really love talking about natural hair and just really getting into the space of it. But I didn't really have an outlet for it. So I did pretty much anything outside of social media to help myself like kind of talk about it, but it really didn't work. So after high school, moving on to college, I went through a lot. This is gonna get deep here for a little bit. I went through a big life change, and one day during that big life change, I was like, I'm gonna make a natural hair Instagram account. And when I made the account, I didn't have any knowledge about like influencing and this and that. It was more so like, I want to make a natural hair account to kind of just release my creativity with natural hair and like post about it, and hopefully girls learn from it. They can just follow it and, you know, learn tips here and there. But I wasn't taking it seriously, and I named it My Type 4 Hair during that really hard time in my life. And it wasn't really moving anywhere. I didn't have any engagement. I really didn't have an audience at all. It was like below 100. I remember when I first hit 100 followers on there, I was thinking I was on top of the world. And over time, like, it just kind of, it's like I was posting, but there wasn't anything really changing with it. I was just posting, and I didn't really know how to influence. I wasn't using hashtags or anything. I was literally just posting. And then a few years later, when I moved to Texas with my fiance, my now husband, but at the time he was my fiance when we moved here, he just saw that I kept continuing to post on that page even though it wasn't getting any traction. And one day it came to him and he was like, you know, this is when Reels first became, I think this is when Reels first kind of launched on Instagram. And he was like, instead of just posting photos of your hair, let's just start trying to do videos and like trying to use this real concept that Instagram just put out. So he kind of said like, I want to put you to the test, and I want you to try to post 3 times a day, every day on the Reels. I did that for a very long time, like a very, very long time. I remember when I first moved, he also was like, I'm gonna buy you a camera and a tripod, and you're gonna start taking this seriously, because if you really like to do this, I want you to take it seriously and make something of it. So we bought the tripod, bought the camera. I started posting on Reels 3 times a day, every day for like over a year. My account started growing and growing and growing. It's been 3 years, and that's why I'm here today. My account has grown so much. It wasn't until the beginning of 2024 is when my account pretty much blew up and skyrocketed, and now we are here today. To sum it all up, it was a hobby that I had in middle school, but I didn't have an outlet on how to express that hobby. And then years and years and years later, I was able to really tune into that hobby and make it a passion. With me saying that, if there is something that you really like, and you know you really like it and you have a passion for it, God will always make it a way to put that into your life somehow, some way. At one point, I didn't think I would ever do anything with hair as a career. Like I always said I didn't want to be a cosmetologist. I didn't want to do hair or anything. I just really enjoy taking care of my hair and showing others how to take care of their hair. So for me to have made this a career and a platform and to just grow on so many social media accounts, it's really changed my life. And I just thank God so much, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know, like, you guys, I don't know. Content creation, natural hair influencing, this is literally my life. It's my pride and joy, and I'm really excited to be doing this full time coming up in January. Whoop, whoop. My twists always unravel. Is my texture too soft? What am I doing wrong? If your twists are unraveling, it's probably because you're not using a nice holding product. What I mean by that is sometimes you have to use a strong holding gel or something that will just keep your hair together instead of unraveling. I don't think I've ever came across the issue of having twists unravel, and if I did, it's probably the products that you're using. Like, you need a product that's going to help keep your twists together. So if that's a nice mousse, if that's a strong holding gel, if that's a strong holding cream, I would say switch up the products that you're using, and also make sure your hair is fully dry before manipulating it, because if you're playing with it, of course it's going to unravel if you have really soft hair. But once you style your hair with the twist, set under a hooded dryer, let it set. Keep your hair, don't touch it, just let it set under a hooded dryer. By the time you're done with it, your hair will be, you know, fully dry, and it wouldn't unravel. There's no reason for it to unravel because it's dried in that state. But yeah, I would probably try changing up the products that you're using and try a strong holding gel or a strong holding mousse. And if you can, get a hooded dryer and sit under it, let it dry without touching, and by the time you're done, your hair should be fully dry, twists are fine, they're not unraveling. Yeah. How to retain moisture in protective styles. Anytime anyone asks a question about retaining moisture, my first go-to is always going back to your wash day. Your wash day is where you're going to really get as much moisture and hydration as possible. Stripping your hair of any buildup, any dead product, any just nastiness, like oily, gross, sweaty buildup. You're stripping your hair of all of that, and you're allowing that water to penetrate your hair shaft and really hydrate your hair. And once you're out the shower, your hair is fully clean, it's hydrated. Add that moisture to keep the hydration. So when I say add the moisture, I would say use something that's heavy, like a nice cream, to help retain the moisture and hydration. And when you put your hair up, whether that's twists, braids, whatever it is, your hair is hydrated and moisturized because it's clean. You use a thick product to help keep that hydration and moisture, and now you're good to go. Any hair steamer recommendations? I actually just purchased the Pattern Beauty hair steamer. Pattern Beauty hair steamer, it is kind of pricey, so if you are not willing to spend that much money, I do have another option, which is the Afro Steam Cap. It's like this purple cap. Honestly, I think it comes in different like patterns and prints, but the one I have is like a purple Afro Steam Cap. It is much cheaper than the Pattern Beauty steamer. It's like a cap you just put on your hair, steams it for about 30-45 minutes, and you're good to go. I will link both of them down below. Before I got the Afro Steam Cap and the Pattern Beauty hair steamer, I was actually using a clothing steamer as like a little hair hack to steam my hair. I didn't have any issues with it. I liked it. The only thing is that it's not a hair steamer, so it's kind of unconventional when trying to hold it and things like that, but it blew out steam, and that's all I really cared about, just making sure that steam got onto my hair. But yeah, you can actually use a clothing steamer as well if you're not trying to spend a lot of money. Something simple, something small that's just going to get that steam out for you. You're good to go. Do you recommend a hydration shampoo and conditioner for low porosity hair? I actually have 2 or 3 different shampoos that I can name off the top of my head that I really like for just hydration. I would say one, the Pattern Beauty hydration shampoo, Design Essentials Honey Cream Length Retention Moisturizing Shampoo, and the Way Thick Hair Moisturizing Shampoo. Those are all 3 really good moisturizing shampoos. I honestly swear by those. And the Algeo Beauty Baomint Moisturizing Shampoo. That's a really good one as well. I love those shampoos so much, y'all. Like, those are my top 4 moisturizing shampoos. When it comes to conditioners, I would actually have to get back with you on that one because I am not really impressed by a lot of conditioners. I'm pretty sure there are some out there that I really like, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. So instead of just making some BS up, I am going to actually probably make a separate video on conditioners that I really like for type 4 hair. So whoever asked that question, shout out to you because I'm gonna make a video about that. So stay tuned. If you're following my type 4 hair on Instagram or TikTok, you'll definitely see it. I'm pretty sure I'll make a video for YouTube as well, but stay tuned for that. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Next question, what advice would you give to a beginner? Now, that's a really broad question. If you're talking about just like what natural hair advice I would give, I would definitely say get a solid and simple routine. I feel like sometimes a lot of my followers, a lot of people in general, they're hesitant to go natural because it seems like there's just so much. Like, there's just so much to it. You got wash day, you got a blow dry, you got to braid it up, you got protective styles, you got low and high porosity, you got a bunch of different thousand shampoos, conditioner, masks, mousse, gel. I understand that there's a lot, but if you get a simple and concise routine, you're good to go. You're good to go. That's the best advice I can give you. Just get a simple but yet effective hair care routine and do this once a week or once every 2 weeks and you'll be good to go. That's the best advice I could give, because I can understand how it can get overwhelming as a beginner. Natural hair, anybody that has natural hair and you're a beginner, it can get overwhelming. It gets overwhelming for me sometimes, and I've been in the game for a minute. But if you just get a simple natural hair routine, you have your wash day, you have your set products that you use for wash day, you have your set natural hairstyle that you do maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks to just keep your hair protected. You have your set stylers that you use to keep your hair hydrated, a good leave-in conditioner. You're good to go. That's simple and straight to the point. You're good to go. Do you stretch your hair every day? I do not. The only time I stretch my hair is if I'm doing a wash and go and I want to keep my length elongated, and so it doesn't shrink up. Yes, I'll stretch it maybe every other day, but honestly, when it comes to like day 3 is when I kind of stop stretching it, because 1, it's probably stretched enough and it's not going to revert back that easily, or 2, I'm going to be washing my hair again in the next like 4 or 5 days, so I don't really care about the hairstyle that much anymore. But I don't stretch it every day. You typically use a heat protectant when blow drying. I always use a heat protectant when I blow dry my hair. My top 3 heat protectants would be the Mika, the Wizard, Color Wow Dream Coat, and I feel like there's another one I'm missing. Always use a heat protectant before you blow dry your hair. You don't want heat damage. You don't want your hair to start, you know, breaking off because you're using too much heat with no heat protectant. So yes, I always recommend to use the heat protectant. How often do you trim your ends? I trim my ends every 3 months. Is your plan to keep your hair a certain length? That's a really good question. Lately, I've been trying to think about it. I think I've decided that I wanted to keep my hair in the shape of a bob. Like, I want to keep that shape of all of my hair looking that one length, but I want to continue to grow my bob out, just making sure all of my hair is staying that one length as if a bob would look. Love your hair and your content. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that really means to me to hear people say that they just love my natural hair content, they love my hair. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate y'all for really just interacting with me. You know, my engagement from today versus a year or 2 ago was not the same at all. I'm not gonna say terrible because you have to start somewhere, but I'm so appreciative of every person that interacts with my posts on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, because it's a big difference between posting and getting tons of engagement, tons of comments, you know, just having that communication between your community versus posting a lot but no one's really interacting. And I've been in both spots, and I really appreciate you guys, so thank you so much. How often do you trim, and will you try any more color, curl color as I am? I, again, trim every 3 months, and I've tried more of the color, the curl color as I am. I've actually tried red, I've tried gold, I've tried copper. Yeah, those are the ones I've tried. Honestly, I'm open to trying more. Actually, comment down below what colors you want me to try, because I don't even think there's any more that I'm just like super interested in trying. I think there was like a purple one. I thought that would be kind of fun to try. And I want to say I saw a, what was it? I think it was like a teal color. It wasn't really teal. It's kind of like, what color is that? Let me look it up really quickly.
2 hours later. 48 hours later.
It was like this color. I don't know what color that is, but it was like this light minty tealish color. I feel like that would be fun to try as well. Do you trim your own hair or do you always get it professionally done? I always get my hair professionally trimmed. I never trim it myself. Even a stylist would tell you that it's not recommended to trim your own hair, just because you're not going to see the same thing another person sees is actually standing up and looking at your hair in a wider scope. You're just going to see like little, you know, little things here and there in the front, but you need another set of eyes to really look at your hair and examine it and cut what they need to cut. So I never, ever suggest you cut your own hair. I always say go to a stylist. That love your hair, what serum and oil do you use to take care of your hair? I don't really have a set like oil that I use. I just know that I like to use a lightweight oil, and one oil that I do recommend is the Bread lightweight oil. I think it's kind of pricey, but it's really lightweight and it smells good, and it keeps my hair really shiny when I take down like my twists or wash and goes. So yeah, I really like that oil. Hello, how often do you do protective styles? Love your content. Thank you so much. Honestly, I was just talking to my friend about this. I don't really think I do many protective styles. Some people count wash and goes as protective styles, but I don't really count it as a protective style, only because to me a protective style is when you like tuck your ends, or your ends are like wrapped around something, you're braided or twisted. So the only time I really do a protective style is if I'm doing a style like today, which don't look at my edges. This is a protective style. I did do scalp braids in my hair, or when I do my twist, that's a protective style, or if I do like a flat twist, that's a protective style. But I don't really do many protective styles, which I'm wanting to lean more into that this upcoming year, because honestly, y'all, I love my wash and goes down, but sometimes I don't feel like having just wet hair and my hair being out. Sometimes I just want my hair like, you know, put up, braided up, twisted up, something. But I really enjoy styles like this, so I do plan on doing more protective styles like this. Someone said, I follow you from the Dominican Republic. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much. It's really sweet. Thank you so much. The next set of questions, honestly, is so many about trims. How often do you get a trim?
How often do you trim? How often do you trim? Okay.
It looks like that is all the questions that I have. I did run across a few more that I didn't answer only because they were kind of repetitive, but I really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for all the questions. I hope you learned something or learned a little bit about me. I'm so excited for the new year, you guys. It is literally right around the corner. We got to get through Christmas first, which I'm excited about. I want you guys, if you are watching this video, to just say a quick prayer over me to our Heavenly Father, Jesus, that he just blesses me this upcoming year and keep me just sane, that keep me motivated, keep me disciplined to start this new chapter in my life. But super excited. Again, thank you guys so much for the questions. I hope my answers were, you know, articulated well enough for you to understand something from this video. But yeah, I'll see you guys with another video soon. Bye.